Bitcoin has a snap reaction to hot CPI data, but are risk assets off the table for real? We have a sneaky link between American Express and Chainlink we're going to be taking a look at today, and 6 of the hottest altcoins to watch for 2024. All this and more on today's Blockchain Basement. We are the bread and butter of all the information that's been swimming across the internet for crypto news.
If you're going to screw me, at least pull my hair.
Hell yeah. What do you got?
They could start chopping off fingers. They're like, give me your seed phrase, but I don't know it.
Over 2 years, he's made like 17K on Roblox.
What?
12.
You never listen to me, and we must be married. Yeah, well, how much are you investing? $100.
$400 to $600,000. The generational signals are now. Now.
You're spread so thin, that's how you get in on Snake. Snake's been my biggest winner.
What is up, my lovely people, my beautiful and amazings? Aaron?
You can see my legs from this angle.
Yeah, you might be too busy to work out with me today.
I know. I might have to leave during the show to go work on some stuff for Discover Crypto. So.
Very sad. Lots of work to be done here.
Yes, yes.
Markets are heating up. The workload is increasing. We're keeping up. Hannah, you look like you're ready to rob a San Francisco Verizon store. How you feeling?
Sim swap, beware.
Oh no!
What?
I'm the sim swapper.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Well, hopefully you don't sim swap me, right? That's a bad situation. But hello, everyone out in the chat. The Gold Doge. Good to meet you. Good to meet you. Big hands, Dan. Shake and bake. Having a rough morning. A little shaky on the markets this morning. It was a very volatile morning indeed. Good sir. Sack Nasty. Nicole Ministator. Nakudo the Gamer. And of course, Manawak. Locked and loaded. Nice name. But yes, we are here. We out here in crypto. Obviously, we had a great move in Bitcoin earlier on in the week, yesterday and Sunday. Bitcoin had a little bit of a sneeze today. It dropped down to right at about 48,200 was the lowest I saw it. Oh my God. And there's
keeping on the line. Come on in, Owen.
Come on in, buddy. Just
got
hop on in here. The water's fine.
Here you go.
We got the sticks. We got the sticks.
Owen in the house.
You came in here with a bunch of flowers and like Valentine's stuff. What are you doing out there?
Owen here.
Yeah, Owen is
Owen's
here. And there's the Nick Tater. Hello, Nick Tater. But yes, it was quite a volatile morning. I did see it register at 49,000 or 48,200 earlier today. Trying to climb its way back up. Some of the other charts that I was looking at, I want to check out the DXY. Things are getting funky here. DXY waking up big time. Let's see here. Go to all DXY. And today, this is the monthly chart. It's not really shown here. We'll go to the 4-hour. DXY is waking up here. So, you can't discount. We remember about a year, maybe a year and a half ago, Bitcoin would act basically inversely to the DXY for a time. And it did stop reacting that way for a good degree. Now, seeing this pop back up, simultaneously, we had a really bad movement on gold. Gold futures and gold prices in general. Get out of my face. So gold's not looking so hot. I want to go to the actual, let's go to goldpricechart.org. Let's get the actual new data. That kind of felt, it's hit $2,000 flat here. Not a good look. We'll go to the max. It is still, this in relativity is close to its all-time high, but gold having a little bit of trouble today. Kind of sad to see. You know what I mean? I am a proponent. I hope gold increases in value over time, but I'm more so about Bitcoin. So, shout out to Peter Schiff. We can't have it all. But on the top movers of today, let's just check out if anything big has changed. I know Akash Network is really having some fun. Pyth Network. Stacks right on up there. This is bothersome to me because I need to make my bags bigger. Very, very aggravating to see amazing projects, but while the markets are really ripping because they're going to be good. Gnosis, another one of those picks of mine. But Render, something I recently got into. I'm having fun with that entry. I got in around $3.90. Just under $5 right now, so not bad. Monero coming back, 127. So, Owen, I am extremely curious. Did you get the flowers for me, or who are the flowers?
Yeah, what's going on with that?
I need to know.
I don't know if I can say I can't.
Oh, we can't say. This is top secret information.
And it's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday. You're early to the game here.
Yeah.
That's
put the flowers in some water.
You're a man of mystery, aren't you? Unbelievable.
I'll be able to tell you after the stream.
You're telling me after the stream?
Yeah.
I even had hot wings for you today, Owen. Unbelievable.
Wow.
I do.
Didn't know that.
I know.
So,
I was trying to surprise you. Right?
Right. Would have been nice.
I try, Bitcoin price dropped $1,600 on hot CPI data as markets price out Fed rate cut. I think that's a little hyperbole. They lowered their expectations of how many rate cuts we should see down to 4, I believe. But let's make sure we got all the facts here. Saw snap losses February 13th. Kind of looked like a Bart Simpson.
Going so well.
It was, we could expect. Yesterday, I said I was really, it was so violent, that pump that we had.
Yeah.
You can't expect to stay up there for that long. Like I expected some chop, you know what I mean? I showed a little bit of historical context. I'm not counting in another pandemic hitting. So I'm not really, taking that into account when I'm looking at the potential for a drawdown in the markets. But with the COVID Black Swan event included, we did drop from $13,500 down to around $7,000. right after the halving in the last bull market. So you got to keep these things in mind. Honestly, I love it because I'm in here for the long term and it gives me more time to stack fun bags. This kind of looks like a Bart Simpson pattern right there. That definitely does have Bart-esque features to it. Data from Cointelegraph Markets Pro and TradingView followed a 3.8% Bitcoin price decline on the day, bottoming at $48,435. Month on month CPI came in at 3. People are getting priced out of their houses, man. Like this is just nonstop. It's nonstop. The pain in the regular markets and trying to keep up with mortgages, rent. It's a very real problem.
You know what I saw driving into work?
What's that?
And it was, usually when they're building a brand new neighborhood, it's like here in Georgia, it's like 400K, starting 400K, 600K, whatever. In front of this neighborhood, it said new homes for rent.
New homes for rent, brand new.
Yeah, there was no option to buy it, I don't think. It's just new homes for rent.
Oh, dude.
What the heck?
That's like, it's just getting locked into servitude, I feel like. Like, I know that there's the argument you don't want to be responsible for property or anything like that, but I would, I feel like renting is just like putting a huge $20,000, $30,000 a year into a dumpster and lighting it on fire.
That's how I feel. I understand not everyone are in similar situations. It is what it is. Yeah. But that's how I am.
Yeah, you got to fight hard to get in.
That's what I did.
First house is, it's always the toughest. My first house I got in 2019, right before everything went to hell. It was September of 2019. Amazing rates. We had a 2.25% interest rate on our fixed loan. You know what I mean? Just absolutely beautiful. I'm sorry, Hannah. Okay. She's giving me pout face over there.
I got mine at 6-something%.
6-something.
So,
yeah. It's painful, man. It's painful, but you can refi if the markets come back down.
That's the plan, but I don't personally think it's going to come down anytime soon. I'm just biting the bullet, but yeah.
No, I mean, you can't, you got to live somewhere. You know, you got to live somewhere. You have to have, just please, for the love of God, build the goal to own land. With this bull market we're about to experience, it's going to be insane. That should be like the manifestation. That should be the laser focus. I'm trying to spread that laser focus to everyone because I feel like it is extremely important. I really, it was kind of concerning last night listening to all the trees breaking in the woods behind me, though.
Was it windy?
It was very windy.
It did rain a lot.
And there, when it rains this much, the ground gets real malleable and wet and muddy. And then those trees, man. I mean, I got some big trees back there. So listening to them,
that's the scary part of home ownership. I feel.
I know you're sitting there, but you have insurance, but still you have to go through the pain of going to a hotel, waiting for contractors to finish up the work. It's a lot of stuff.
I'm at work now worried about, is my roof leaking? I hope water's not going underneath the house, blah, blah, because
it's constant.
It floods all around my house.
It's constant.
Yeah, I don't care. My apartment.
Yeah.
Not my problem.
When I'm at work and it's pouring out rain, I'm like, oh gosh, I wish I was home right now.
I know. It ups the ante, man. And, on your guys' thoughts on rate cuts, it is my opinion still that we will see the Federal Reserve tap out momentarily, try to get back down to 4%, potentially even 3.5% level in the midterm over the next year and a half, 2 years, and then jackknife them up to levels that literally no one can purchase besides cash buyers or large institutions. So do I have red clay ground? I need to find that out, Shake and Bake.
Georgia red clay is all around us.
Yeah. I imagine it is.
I remember going, I think it was like Florida or South Georgia, and I was like, what the heck? The dirt's black here? This is weird.
It changes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've only known Georgia red clay, so I was like, I didn't know it was other colors.
Colorado was a trip. There's a lot of clay in Colorado. I don't know exactly what kind of clay it was, but there's huge boulders in the ground that we had to dig up. Like I would run into this boulder that, you'd have to pull a jackhammer out to break these things deep down in ground sometimes. But, I do think that we're going to see a little bit of a tap out, a little bit of a momentary relief for markets at large from the Fed over the next 2 years. And the basis of that theory is we are going to probably rhyme with the process of the 70s to 80s inflation and interest rate hike schedule. So I don't think it's going to be to the T, but I think that the process we're about to experience will rhyme with that situation. Latest data from CME Group, FedWatch tool put the odds of a March rate cut at 8.5%. at the time of writing versus 17.5% on February. I still didn't think March was the time frame. I'm sticking to my summer thesis. I think that we're actually going to start seeing the rate cuts hit the table June, potentially even as early as May, but I didn't think March was going to be coming. So this is just people a little bit too hopeful for an early tap out from Jay Powell. Got to keep in mind he's got to act tough in the room until right before the election kicks off. So Kobayashi added that avoiding the premature rate cut, which would boost risk assets, including crypto, was the Fed's priority. So avoiding a premature rate cut, they don't want to boost risk assets like crypto, but honestly, there's a big piece of this story missing from this write up here. A shout out to Kobayashi letter. It's a great account on Twitter to follow. Obviously, you can see major news organizations use them as well, but what they're leaving out is the high level of interest that is gutting banks, right? And you can't keep those levels for the current interest rates high while commercial real estate values continue to crater. Your banks that hold those loans are going to go insolvent. And yes, I miss BJ as well, Michael Moore. He is out there. I think he's running a Magic the Gathering show right now, right?
I was actually watching a Magic the Gathering stream.
You saw him?
And I saw him in the background. I texted him like, I see you.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's easy to point out in a crowd.
I'll be honest. If I was in his position, I'd be doing those events too. He gets paid well.
Yeah. And Michael, he loves Magic too.
Yeah, loves Magic. Yeah. Michael, to make you happy, Cardano, ADA. There you go. Got you.
You know, I talked about ADA. I talked about some good stuff with the smart contract increases over the past few months yesterday on the show. I'm a fan of ADA. It's scary seeing the price be similar to XRP. It's slightly better.
I know. I don't want to talk about it, but it's very similar. I feel like a hypocrite.
You feel like a hypocrite?
Why?
Because I'm like, I don't know how I feel about XRP. I'm going to hold what I have, but I just don't think it's going to do that well in the bull run. And here I am with this massive bag of Cardano, and the price is doing the exact same freaking thing.
I really love
really
the
same,
I know, it's not the same, but, you know.
What are you saying,
I
Anna?
love the Cardano XRP narrative and Solana. Crypto is just funny. Crypto is funny.
These are old guard altcoins.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? These are old guard altcoins.
Charles, though, got me bullish on Friday.
Charles made me extremely
I've been
bullish.
but
and I remember the last time I got into Cardano, it was right after I met him in Austin.
Yeah,
remember that?
I was with you.
We spent like 6. Remember when he came into the room and I stood up immediately and hit my head on the microphone? I almost knocked myself out on the microphone.
You have met some interesting people together.
We met Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Meeting Alex Jones is amazing. Shaking his hand was like shaking.
Hey man, I'm just so happy you guys are here. Leaves the room.
And he just runs off and eats a Wendy's hamburger.
Comes back. Man, guys, I'm just so glad you guys are here. Just so honored.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Where were y'all?
What's that?
Where were y'all?
We were at his secret office.
Yeah, it's a secret location. We can't tell you exactly where. It's in Austin,
Texas.
Yep, Austin, Texas.
Interesting.
A lot of our stuff that we went to was in Austin.
That's where we saw Charles, too.
Yes,
it was at I don't know what conference. I've been to
that was a fun consensus. That was consensus. Yeah. So here's XRP. Here's the tale of XRP this year. All right, let's just talk. So the big win on the lawsuit, man, came right back down. We are literally right at that point where it came back down to. Seems like it's tried to punch below 48 cents a few times and has not done so. In general, I mean, if you're a stock trader or someone in that realm, this doesn't look horrible. Me in crypto, this looks god awful over the year. And you have the same feeling or sentiment about Cardano, but it's a much different story. So that's the year on XRP. This is the year on Cardano. Much different, right? You got a little bit better velocity. You got a little bit better lifeblood if you're literally just looking at this from a chart perspective. So yeah, I mean, it's like, I've already made the decision. I'm not going to send all of my XRP into Cardano. I'm sending it into stacks. Stacks.
Bro, I worked on 2 thumbnails yesterday, and they were both about stacks.
You're putting your XRP into stacks.
Yep.
Why?
I think that over the course of, we have Bitcoin ETFs and TradFi coming in, right? Mm-hmm. All these newbies and normies are going to be shown, hey, these gigantic banks are, interested in Bitcoin. They're going to take those profits and they're going to be looking at what other things within the Bitcoin ecosystem they can move into. So that is my play. It's a layer 2 for Bitcoin. And I think that we're going to see a direct flow down into stacks, ICP, other types of projects that are building on Bitcoin or with Bitcoin because they're, kind of safer plays than going into, straight from let's say you're in charge of $1 million portfolio. You did well on Bitcoin. Are you going to be moving into Ethereum in smart contracts? Or if you see just some next step in Bitcoin, is that going to be more, enticing to you? For me, the next step to Bitcoin is more enticing. Many people argue against that, but yeah, man.
Even if we got ETF,
Well,
or
yes.
especially if we get ETF.
Well, we're going to have the Ethereum ETF though coming too. So
This
People are
year.
saying before,
I know
like
it's
before
coming
the
too
halving.
Somebody filed for another one yesterday. Somebody else.
Franklin
Where
Templeton.
where can you buy
Franklin Templeton.
stacks at?
Shoot, you can get it right on Coinbase.
Oh, shoot.
I'm going to be getting. I have the Xverse wallet as well, so I'll be moving it on there and then getting involved with the ecosystem. My God, the chat's bringing up all kinds
Stacks
of good
is
stories.
way
We have.
overpriced. C90, it was not at his house. It was actually at an office, but it was like super weird. They were like telling us like, tell us what vehicle you're arriving in, stand at this location.
That was crazy.
And then like a security guard came and got us from across the street and brought us in a building with all completely blacked out windows. And then it was a whole studio space. It was cool,
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
but it was interesting to get there.
Chat, I want to know what you think. Would it be better to move into layer 2s on Bitcoin or Ethereum?
That's a good question. That is the $1 million question. The layer 2s on Bitcoin are a new thing. You know what I mean? The ordinals, new thing. Have you ever seen
Bullish.
Coin
I'm
Maxi?
Maxis like them?
bullish on them.
The traditional Bitcoin maxis hated it. Yeah, like
Because
no.
it bogs up the network.
Yeah,
but it
well, the
brings
ordinals
activity.
in particular.
That's right. Is it the wizard? What were the wizards?
The wizards,
Taproot
the Taproot
wizards?
wizards.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Them at the Bitcoin conference were so funny.
And it's like Bitcoin ordinals are just a very successful attack on the Bitcoin network. It's
Yeah.
been like openly talked about like that. It's making it more robust. A lot of people saying ETH for sure. Boosted 2JZ. This is the $1 million question right here. Here's where Bitcoin, I saw Crypto Clay posted this. Shout out to you, man. Just a reminder from Crypto Rover on, this is basically the overall Bitcoin price and really setting up for some pretty amazing things. I think that where we are right now, I was talking about it yesterday, trying to prepare my people for a bit of a chop and probably a little bit of a rock and rolling of the boat down to potentially the $35,000 mark post halving. Okay. I'm not trying to be this big Debbie Downer, but I am trying to keep us, in the know and prepared for those things. Again, if you look at the Bitcoin on the monthly, I kind of was railing about this, but in general, if I'm looking at this from the forest through the trees, this upswing right here, what date is this? It's December 2017, the peak, down to the low, and then the resurgence back up to 13,800 does remind me of this swoop-de-doop here. Now, I don't count in this gigantic red wick that created a buying opportunity down to $4,000 per coin March 15th. I am more so operating off of the base level that it held at around $6,300, $6,000 flat. But we have to be prepared for this. That downswing right there, discounting the COVID wick is about 50%. So, now we have ETFs. We have all these larger institutions. I don't think they're going to be so paper-handed, longer term outlooks. But watching this velocity be so aggressive, I am not going to be shocked at all if we come back, we chop until the halving. The halving is actually in April of 2024. So it'd be actually
3 days away.
it's pretty close. Look at how close this is. That's June. We only have a little bit of time, you guys. What
What do you think the price is going to do? Do you think it's going to keep going up till the halving, and the halving happens and it goes down?
Well,
keeps going.
That's a great
Goes
question.
sideways?
So this was June 2019. The actual halving, it was May of 2020. Let's see here. Yeah, once it happens, man, we are ripping. We are ripping.
It's gonna chill for a second, then rip.
Yeah, it's gonna chill for a second. Like I remember last cycle, there was like the halving happened and the supply shock hasn't happened. I don't know what the hell's going on. Can someone call the devs? It took a few months for the real exciting times, and those real exciting times I'm talking about at large were these gargantuan monthly candles. It was insane. Like we would be driving to Costco and be looking at our account and realize, hey, we just made $2,000 driving to this grocery store.
The last
can
bull
get
run was
extra
so
chicken.
fun. We'd come into the office and it's just like, yes,
Yeah.
it's popping, and we play the "You Got to Pump It Up." Na, na, na. Everyone just like dance around in the office and stuff.
And we're not at those amazing good times yet. I know the last week has been awesome. We are not to the glory land yet. We are priming up and getting ready for it. There's some pretty key things happening on the Bitcoin supply side. I'll exit out of these two so I don't have 8 million tabs open. ETFs are sucking up 10 times more Bitcoin than the miners can produce. Spot Bitcoin ETF inflows have outpaced the amount of production from miners by tenfold in the past 2 trading days. Insanely bullish.
I was about to say that's very bullish.
Insanely bullish. According to preliminary figures, at least $493 million, or roughly 10,280 Bitcoin, flowed into spot ETFs as of February 12th. Very fresh, hot off the presses information. On the same day, Bitcoin miners produced around 1,050 Bitcoin, worth roughly $51 million, according to blockchain.com, which is just, they missed an S there, which is just 10% of the amount of Bitcoin being hovered up by spot ETFs. And this is a comparison of market price compared to circulating Bitcoin. And this is very long, long-term data point that's held up, and we do see a little bit of deviation here. Now the ETFs are starting to suck up more than they can produce. BlackRock led the way with a $250 million inflow, while Fidelity again came in second place at $188 million. ARK shares saw around $136 million, while Grayscale outflows fell to their lowest level for the week at $51 million, resulting in a bumper day of aggregate inflows. It's insane to see this happening. This is the perfect setup. Around 80% of total supply has not moved in the past 6 months. He said before adding that only around $200 billion in Bitcoin is actually tradable. So these ETFs have sucked up 5% of the entire tradable supply of Bitcoin in 30 days.
Interesting.
That is huge. And this is the number. I was guessing it was right around 5% yesterday. And look at that. It's right around 5% that they've been able to grab within the first month of the ETF being live. 5%. That's a lot.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That's a discount at a retail store.
I know. It's huge.
Not a good one, but
Free popcorn too,
People in the chat, I'm just curious. Does anyone have an entire Bitcoin? More than one Bitcoin? Do you have a whole Bitcoin?
You're making me sad. I was a whole coiner. I bought the whole coin for $4,000, and I changed all of it into Chainlink. First, I went into Tether.
You're doing all right though.
I'm doing all right off the.
Doing
move.
all right.
I've taken a lot of profits. I've made a lot of moves. You know what I mean? Trying to keep the wife happy. We've got a sewing shop. I'm doing things. Damn it. I'm doing things.
I'm gonna hit you with the shoulda, woulda, coulda, but I thought about buying a whole Bitcoin, but I did not. I ended up using that money for a down payment on a house.
Hey, but you can't live in a Bitcoin, Aaron.
I know.
You can't live in a Bitcoin.
I was so tempted though when it was man, I don't remember what the price was. I remember ETH went below $1,000.
He was like $900,
and Bitcoin was probably 16 something. Then I was really tempted.
I was
really tempted.
I'm proud. I was bullish at that point. I was telling my family.
I mean,
C90, Aaron, the Fed is listening. We can't answer.
I remember the time frame that you're talking about, though. We were in the basement, and there was just so much FUD about Bitcoin's going to 10K, 3K even. There's a lot of, pretty well-respected TA people that were talking about $3,000 targets. We stuck to the production cost, the electrical production cost of Bitcoin, to help find that floor. And at the time that you're talking about, Bitcoin cost $19,000 to produce a single unit.
Yeah.
It was selling for 16.
All right, we got some whole coiners in the chat.
Yeah, we got some whole coins.
Okay.
I had to convert. I was like Bitcoin maximalish all the way up to September 9th. And then I just, I went ham.
I'll be honest, I didn't buy much Bitcoin during the bear market.
Yeah.
So, just not as much returns. I have a flex. I did buy it at the very bottom. I did.
There you go.
I did.
You bought the lowest. You got the 15.
15.6 something.
That was a snag.
Yeah.
I was a little jealous because I bought for 17 like a week before you, and then you get it for 15. Unbelievable.
That's my flex, but wasn't really buying much Bitcoin.
Well, it took some balls of steel. It took balls of steel. And speaking of balls of steel, make sure to check out our affiliate partner, Nads. protect your balls of steel.
Wait, time out. How much is a pair of this?
That's a pack of 8. Okay.
Oh.
These are organic cotton boxers to protect our diamond nuts. Use our discount code basement down in the link in our description. But this is what I was going to show up. So this is the electrical cost. This is from Charles Edwards. Bitcoin electrical cost, the rock solid historical price floor for Bitcoin is at $31,600 today. It will double in 63 days. That is the juicy fun of the halving process. Now they're going to get half the reward, so the price to mine it is essentially doubling in just over 2 months from now. Okay, so things are about to get real funky. Here is your price compared to electrical cost, production cost, a miner price. And yeah, I mean, in general, this works pretty much in concert with each other. You'll have, a few deviations when we have real good blow off top, like the end of 2017 here. Deviation when you get the blow off top. We are not in the blow off top deviation. Shout out to you, $0 Giro, gifted a membership.
Nice,
what a G.
Nice.
This is important to pay attention to. Am I late? Did I screw it up? Do I have to wait till next cycle? The answer that I would say, my good sir and madame, is no. We are still within the opportunity zone, which feels good. Feels good. So, yeah, I am essentially still feeling very, very strong that we're going to be holding above the $30,000 level. I'm trying to prepare everyone for a potential scam wick. There's a nasty wick down to 35,000. Just so you can take that moment and use some dry powder on the sidelines to get bigger bags. So, we're watching out for that. It is a potential. Here is just an updated chart on the ETF inflows and outflows. The outflows have gotten even smaller. Look at that minimal amount of outflows compared to inflows, very thickly involved with Invesco, Bitwise, BlackRock, though, primarily still the big winner. BlackRock and Fidelity looking insanely bullish right now. I'm just feeling too damn good about the markets. It's a good feeling to have. I want to take a little haircut off prices so we can buy more. And now we have this, a 33,000 new immersion cooled Bitcoin mining computer connection setup.
Oh, they did the mineral oil.
Yeah, I think is this CleanSpark?
I know CleanSpark. When we went there, they had this.
Yeah, this looks like CleanSpark. This is we got to go in here. It
looks very similar.
It does. That place was really cool too. The people at CleanSpark are awesome.
The security there was crazy too.
Yeah, let's see here. Well, I mean, you'd imagine it is.
I know.
Sandersville.
I don't even know where Sandersville, Georgia is.
CleanSpark it is. We got to go check out this one now, Aaron. This is a newbie. This is a newbie that they're putting in. CleanSpark is really making some moves. I've seen, people that aren't in Georgia, that aren't, connected or know about the company start to post about it. They got investments from BlackRock coming in. It's turning into a behemoth. So now we see this Ethiopia low-cost power draws Chinese mining firms for Bitcoin work. Very interesting. Chinese companies are moving to Ethiopia to do crypto mining because electricity is very cheap. After China said no to crypto activities in 2021, these companies looked for new places to go. Even though Ethiopia does not allow trading the cryptocurrency, it said yes to Bitcoin mining in 2022. What a world to live in.
That's interesting.
This made Ethiopia a good place for Chinese companies to set up their mining work. The report also mentions other places in Africa using water power for good things like helping parks and local people, not just for mining. In short, Chinese crypto mining companies are going to Ethiopia because it's cheap and good electricity, and they have to be careful about the possible changes legislatively to the country and their view of
what the heck?
Bitcoin.
You can't mine this anymore.
I know, right? They just pull the plug.
What do you do then?
I know. But if China's involved, I doubt that they're going to be able to do that.
True.
You know what I mean? Like, who really runs that? When you set up predatory loans with China, you are governed by China. That's the basic moral of that story. So Bitcoin, obviously we hit $50,000. This is from Yassine Alejandra. Maybe I slaughtered that. Meanwhile, Google search volume relative to the price are at extreme lows. This is a beautiful thing to see, folks. Just reiteration, this is the Bitcoin search volumes on Google versus the price. And the search volume is in the purple. The price is in the green.
Oh, that is interesting.
What the hell is going on here? They, people are asleep right now. Like it's incredible to see our price action happening like this. And still the world at large, the person, your day-to-day, cashier, your person that you're working with next to you, they have no idea what is getting ready to happen.
I'll make a speculation here.
What's that?
I think the blue line is going to go up way higher when we reach all-time highs.
You think 69
That's
will
when
be
people
like,
you hear about that Bitcoin? It hit 69K again.
The sad truth.
Absolutely.
That's the sad truth.
How it's going to go.
Yeah.
This is funny because I think it was probably like 3 months ago, Mark Coulter, Twitter crypto personality, if you will, posted this.
Yeah.
And he posted the Google Trends chart like 3 or 4 months ago, just explaining this. Like when nobody is talking about it, that's when you need to be paying attention.
Absolutely.
And I wonder how this chart compares to like 3 months ago. I mean, nothing has changed except for the price.
I know. Well, it was actually trying to come back at the front end of 23, but then, just the doldrums of the bear, the drawdown in price. Again, people lost interest. And now, just a sharp decrease over the last week. Pretty incredible to see. Search volume to price ratio, more simply put, is hitting all-time lows. So pretty amazing. It's awesome for me, if they're staying asleep on this technology while I'm sitting here stacking it. But we got to save as many people as we can with the knowledge about how to fight against inflation. It's a silent destroyer of the happiness in our lives, the ability to provide for our family. That is diminishing day by day. You can go and ask any average person, even people that are well off, 100, 200K a year. They set up their lives to basically be paycheck to paycheck, no matter what levels. Running ads on the show, yes.
Guys, we've always been running ads on the show. I think this is a thing with YouTube. I think YouTube is just pushing out ads like crazy right now. We're doing nothing different on our side.
Ad. I saw that they had like a AI thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of AI ads, but there's just more ads in general for some reason. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but nothing has changed on our end. Yeah. So I don't know.
We're continuing on the same path.
You know what's crazy though? So yesterday I have like my close friends or whatever. They dabble with crypto, and I was just like 50K Bitcoin, and my friend's like, "Oh man, I wish I had some money to invest," and I'm just like, I want to slap him like, "Bro, why would you want it? I mean, it's still an okay time to invest,
right?
But like, why would you just? Hey, Hudson." Like, why are you choosing now? When the price goes 50K, you're like, oh, I wish I could invest now. You should have been doing it this whole last
It's so
freaking...
Well, it's painful.
It kills me.
You almost feel crazy when the markets are going lower and lower and you just stay convicted to crypto. You have all this doom and gloom, scary headlines.
I've been telling you this whole time to be buying, DCAing. It might be $50, might be $100, might be $10, $15, whatever, but you're waiting.
Yeah. And, it's a more aggressive savings account is another way I can look at it. It's like a savings account that has the potential to work for me rather than just sit there and slowly melt in the sun. And again, it's doing much better than my other alternative, which was gold to hedge against the unchecked printing of the government over the last few years. And gold not doing too good. It crashed below $2,000. Peter Schiff thinks it's bullish. Here's Peter Schiff right here, the guy who refuses to acknowledge Bitcoin, even though his bank was shut down for arbitrary reasons, and his life has been changed forever by unelected bureaucrats. But he just continues to fight against Bitcoin. Consumer Price Index report on the morning of February 13th, this morning, brought higher inflation than expected, 3.1 versus 2.9% is what the markets expected. One of the first assets to react was gold, and gold did take a tumble. I showed a little bit of the graph, but it went down to $1,990. Very, very insane to see gold react in this super volatile manner. Gets gold bugs thinking a little bit harder about maybe this thing isn't as steady and long-term as I've been told. I know it's been around for thousands of years. Got inexplicable reasons why people dig out the sides of mountains or, deep underground to find it. And it has been a large, long used currency in humanity. I acknowledge that, but I think that we're in a new time frame. We're in a new precipice. This is a technological revolution. And with that, the transfer of value that Bitcoin offers is simply going to demolish the narrative of gold being the actual hedge against inflation. It's not happening. It's not giving enough upswing to really do anything. More CPI data, yada, yada. We got the DXY ripped. I already showed that. Let's see here. This, yada, yada. I hate talking about inflation. This is crazy. Did they play? We got to play this. This is
the quiet part.
This is the Central Bank of Australia saying the quiet part out loud. Let's have a listen. Let's have a gander. You ready for this, Owen? Dendy.
The fiscal challenges, etc., that are there. So very focused on being cost effective. We actually fund ourselves and then work out what dividend is needed to pay. So we kind of it's a great business to be in, central banking. You print money and people believe it, and money and people believe it, and you print money and people believe it.
Oh my God! Just incredible.
And touch wood. And so
it's apparently New Zealand.
It's a slightly different beast. The fiscal challenges, etc.
The lady's laugh.
Oh, I know.
Like her smile at the end.
I know. Let's get a zoom in on that. Look at that. Just batting her
That
eyes.
just reminds me of every teacher I've had.
Oh my God. Just we know we're effing ya. We know we're effing ya, but you're probably too dumb to realize it.
We know we're
The
not.
eyes.
It's just silly and
And
funny.
C90, yes, it is. It's New Zealand. You are correct, good sir. Not Australia. I get the two mixed up quite often.
Kiwis, right?
Is that where Kiwis come from?
No, that's what they call people from New Zealand are Kiwis.
Really?
I think so.
Okay.
What?
That's kind of a weird thing to get called.
Kiwis.
I would feel weird if someone called me a gushy fruit. You know?
Yeah, Kiwis get mad when you call them Australian.
Okay.
Huh.
Kiwis get mad. Okay, that's a real thing. Maybe is that slang or is that a derogatory term? I don't know.
I hope not. I was just saying it.
Socially.
Golly.
Here's Hillary Clinton talking about Bitcoin undermining the US dollar. What looks like a very interesting and somewhat exotic effort to literally mine new coins in order to trade with them has a potential for undermining currencies, for undermining the role of the dollar as the reserve currency. This is the danger to the war hawks, the powers that be that pull all the strings, is that the ability to mint new tokens by spending power and solving mathematical equations and algorithms, it stands a threat to the governments at large. It is the ability to ensue capital flight and a large-scale central bank run across the world with the click of a finger. Think about the power of that. And if people start to wake up and they start to notice that the Hunger Games are real, just kind of came out a little bit ahead of time, then, you stand the potential for us to turn the weapons to snow. It's just the way it is. I'm sorry, not sorry. Global debt now stands at over $307 trillion, equivalent to 336% of global GDP. The world now owes more than three times its yearly intake. Absolutely insane. This is why the collapse in my mind is inevitable. It's not about, if it's going to happen. It's about when at this point.
That's never coming down.
It's never coming down.
Never.
So, as people realize this, and, you see situations, Hannah highlighted again, we talked about Argentina and the cost of Bitcoin. We showed that graph yesterday, Hannah, and I think that more people seeing that graph and realizing, wait a minute, our fiat buys barely anything. That's going to start hitting the people pretty hard. You've got very sharp nails right now. I'm kind of concerned. I just realized those things. Okay.
Weapons. Register weapons, baby. Come for me.
Yeah, I'm very scared.
I don't understand the nails, Hannah. I've talked to you about this.
It's Valentine's Day.
Oh, that's right. Yes. Valentine's Day is right around the corner. It's tomorrow.
Well, hopefully you don't have to bring the nails out for Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is tomorrow. My God. Shout out to my love, Tia, at home. She's out there holding it down. But yeah, I think that the world's seeing this. Even Jamie Dimon's starting to admit it. U.S. debt is the most predictable crisis in history.
Jamie Dimon said we're stealing from future generations.
Yeah.
Hit the likes because I don't get Social Security.
Yeah. It's not going to come. We're not going to have Social Security because of this. Experts say it could cost Americans their homes, spending power, and national security. They got to always cook in national security, right? It's, it's not really, I guess it is in a degree national security if your population at large is destitute, they are mentally not stable anymore because, they basically can't even feed their families and they still work 2 or 3 jobs at a time. Can't pay the mortgage on top of the water bill, on top of their basic necessities. I guess national security at a point is a concern, right? But seeing Jamie Dimon just openly say this. He's a leader of one of the largest banks in America, JP Morgan, one of the most entrenched banks in the United States. Shit's getting real for him. And, the chickens are going to come home to roost. It's not a matter of if, but when. And we have the bullishness now. On our side, Ethereum ETF application from Franklin Templeton has entered the fray as obviously Ethereum rallied. Asset managers have gravitated towards Ethereum spot ETF since the United States SEC approved a Bitcoin ETF earlier. Franklin Templeton is the latest manager to apply with the SEC to get approval on this financial product. James Seyfarth, we had him on the show. Very cool guy, a senior analyst from the Bloomberg Intelligence side. I think he actually works directly for Bloomberg. Also shared the update with crypto community on X. Seyfarth's post included a screenshot of the asset manager's filing and data regarding other applicants. It states the company's S1 filing is proposed that Franklin Ethereum Trust will hold ETH and may from time to time stake a portion of the fund's assets through one of the more trusted staking providers. That is very interesting to keep in mind when we're thinking about some of those top staking pools on Ethereum might also, actually they're not might, they most definitely will, in my opinion, receive a lot of love once the Ethereum ETF is approved. Ethereum was trading at $2,600 as of press time. May as well check on the price since we're bringing up the price. Where is Ethereum at? I was feeling like, leading up to the sneaky approval that I see potentially coming in March, we could see Ethereum run over $3,000, even all the way up to $3,500 before that approval comes.
Come on.
It's at $2,600 right now. Really just happened. Its yearly high. It is beyond its yearly high already at current levels. And here's the all-time chart, looking nice and juicy. Absolutely beautiful chart, just in the long term. Expecting a little bit of pump and a little bit of chop after the halving. It's not too crazy of an expectation to have. Nothing goes up only forever. You have to expect breaths in the market. Ethereum, I think, will experience that after the ETFs are approved for it. Because, again, we have Grayscale ready to dump a bunch of Ethereum trust. Just like we saw with Bitcoin, it's going to be a few weeks, maybe a week, of very hard dumping, first thing in the morning, just as it should be. So, we're going to see that. What?
What did you say?
You said a big dump.
A big dump first thing in the morning. Yes. It means you're healthy though, Hannah. Okay. It's not weird. It's health. I am health. So yeah, we're keeping an eye out for that. Got this. I don't even need to talk about the ETH or the ETFs leaving gold in the dust because that's already a known fact here. Let's go to the next one. This is fun. So we have some interesting movements happening with Chainlink right now. Mystery Whale on February 7th, and I remember covering this very slightly, accumulated $42 million worth of Chainlink in just 2 days. Okay. This was on February 7th. Now, not much else to the story except for the specific address and how much link was sent. You can look on chain for all these updates as they come. Now we move on. We also, February 11th, same whale, scooped up $84 million worth of Chainlink.
Who beat that whale?
And counting, right? This is beginning to become the question here. Moving further, this came out, I believe, yesterday or 2 days ago, right on the 11th, talking about this whale increasing by 15% their account since Link was first accumulated by the same account. The whale has also 5,587,000 Link worth $112 million from Binance via 55 addresses in the past 6 days. This is a lot of Chainlink purchases going on right now. And, one can speculate. Maybe it's the Australian Central Bank. Maybe it's the New Zealand Central Bank. Maybe it's SWIFT working with the CCIP in their process. CCIP is working with SWIFT to integrate real-world assets and potentially even cross-chain swaps within those banks in particular. But DZ came to me with something pretty amazing he found. So why is Misha from American Express forking the CCIP repository? joined the Chainlink team, or is he cooking something for American Express? Let's take a look here. We have his commits from these are posted on his GitHub, where you can show the fork from the CCIP. Potentially building an inroad. It's either his own personal pet project, or he's building these inroads for who he works for. Guess who he works for? American Express.
Ooh.
Software engineer, computer science engineer for American Express. Very, very interesting. Here's a picture of the fella. Misha RD. So either he's got a little side pet project, or this is American Express setting up interoperability with CCIP and Chainlink as well. And this is the insane bullish scenario for Chainlink if this is actually happening.
We might be having a video coming out tonight on Discover Crypto about this very thing.
Yes. And DZ is, he's a great online sleuth. He's very excited. Obviously me and DZ both like Chainlink, but we try to keep a level head and not expect everything to be coming to our favorite coin, right? I've already fallen for the PSYOP of XRP. I'm trying to, to a degree, I fell for the PSYOP. I've been warning against it for the last year, but for a long time, there was so much overlap. I was like, this is it. But seeing that Swift's already operating openly with CCIP and Chainlink, now we get people like this forking the protocol, cross-chain interoperability for Chainlink into potentially American Express transactions. Insanely bullish for the project. So keep an eye out on that. That's a very, very key thing to watch. Probably going to eat the ISO 2022 narrative alive. It's going to absolutely demolish it. So yes, Crypto Stevo DZ is on the case.
Yes,
now,
sir.
here is 6 best altcoins to invest in right now. I really liked this article just because I thought it was pretty good picks. As Bitcoin approached 50K mark amidst surges in the ETF investments, attention now is getting focused on specific tokens for their investment potential. Solana, Ordi, Neutron are standout altcoins offering distinct attributes and promising market outlooks. Neutron NTRN sees the spotlight of the crypto realm. I want to see, this is one that I've, haven't seen a ton of. Let's see here. Neutron. How did they spell it here? Is this it? I think so. Let's make sure. Dig it in here. Where did this thing go? 6 best. Neutron, NTRN. Yeah, this is it. Okay. So I'm just going to hillbilly judge this. Boy, that's alive. That is alive. This is the kind of early life signs you want to see out of a crypto project as the market starts heating up. This is only data that goes back to, looks like June, June of 2023. So, not that much data on it, probably about 7-8 months. But this one looks well alive, and it's got a $393 million market cap as it sits right now. Circulating supply, not a ton out yet. It's at 27.8%. So I really go off the fully diluted, which is at 1.4 billion. This is a very movable market cap. And I have seen Neutron being mentioned, a few spots pretty organically on Twitter that I like seeing. I like seeing people that are excited about the project and really spreading the message. And that chart looks well and alive and ready for some good pump during the bull markets coming. Now, Ordi, this is another one drawing inspiration from Bitcoin success. This is another, one of those coins that's going to be built on Bitcoin, that Bitcoin maxis or people that are within Bitcoin specifically have a high likelihood of looking at for moving their gains into as the price of Bitcoin increases. Ordi has been ripping real hard as of right now. So I think that I'm going to be having to hold off on any entry points on this till I see a little bit of calm. What happened there? Let's see here. Losing its mind. Go back. Ordi. There we go. I use this thing hard. Hey, we're shaving off some. Not bad. Okay. This looks pretty damn good. This is the month on the year. Not horrible. Very alive. Very alive. Right. We were talking about BRC20s. You're like, what are your picks, man? I mentioned BRC20s. They're a very successful attack. And, here we are. Ordi is looking well alive. So I'm going to keep trying to get in. The last time I try to get some. I was shut down by MoonPay on the specific wallet I was using, so I'm gonna have to go back in from another angle, see if I can get some of that. Tuk. I'm bearish on this just because his name. Okay, so I'm gonna just.
I've never even heard of it.
I'm not doing this one. I'm
Tuk
not
tuk?
going there. Tuk. You can tuck it if you want to ruck it, but I'm not going there. Beam.
Heard
This
of
one.
it.
This Beam has had insane price action. I know DZ was very, very bullish on this thing when it was not horribly cool to be bullish on it all through this point right here. This is the year of data, but it goes back to October of 2013. So not a lot of information to work off of here. Really what I'm looking at is the overall market cap and the supply out. Circulating supply at 51 billion out, total supply at 62 billion. So a good chunk of them are already circulating, market cap at $1.4 billion. So this is kind of a further down the line pick that I am looking at and feeling good. So Beam, another one, I'll be waiting for a retracement, a little bit of an entry point chance. And should we get that at or around the halving, you're darn right. This is on my get list. And then keep on moving here. Dimension, DYM. This one.
You brought that up a couple times.
Yeah. Well, we brought it up right when it came out, and it's at large. It's shaving a little bit off because the markets at large are, but insane to be, I mean, it's up 53% in 1 month. Very, very new. It came right out of the gates, very strong. At $1 billion market cap, the circulating supply on this one is the one part that has me a little wishy-washy. I got to look into the long-term outlook for the tokenomics of it. And I'm keeping in mind at this point, tokenomics, I've like last market, I saw projects with terrible tokenomics, absolutely rip, and Moon didn't make any sense. But I think that we're kind of in that same time frame where, it's not really going to hurt you as bad because the inflows to the market definitely cover that up while the getting is good. So Dimension, DYM, definitely one that I'm going to be getting in. It's just such a new project, small market cap, $1 billion market cap. And a brand new project with already $1 billion market cap. That's a thing, right? That's a thing. If it's already gotten to that level, fast, hot mover for the markets. I'm going to be getting that one. Solana. This is too easy. Solana is a good project. Now, the big question is Solana going to hit $1,000?
1,000?
I've seen a lot of
way
people.
higher than.
A lot of people are asking for that though. And
sheesh.
last bull market it hit $250. Okay. Do a flash view.
I feel like it went higher than that, but
yeah, it's 250 at the peak. Little bit of inflation you see in that flash test of the market cap to price there. Let's do some fun. I wonder if coin market cap is still up. Yeah, let's see here. So Solana.
While you're doing that, Drew, people in the chat, if you have Beam, why do you like Beam? I'm curious.
Give me all your reasons for why you like Beam. I like to see why people, because it's like there's just like this insane fervor for it on crypto Twitter that came out of nowhere. And they're all from like accounts that are actual people and stuff like that. So it kind of made me wonder if it was like a coordinated marketing campaign, but it hasn't stopped. It hasn't slowed down like they usually do. Usually when you have a marketing push like that, it'll pump real hard and then just really, really dump afterwards.
Yeah.
So we're going to adjust a little bit of the circulating supply for Solana. And to keep it in context, if Solana can accomplish a $200 billion market cap, which I do believe it is capable of doing, I would be looking around $400 to $440 a token. I'm not really looking for $1,000 out of this project per token, but I do see it being able to nearly double its previous all-time highs. There's an insane amount of NFT activity, a lot of dApps and ecosystems built out on Solana. Plus, you have VCs that are hoisting this up. I think I saw that Crypto Glass work. Yes, a lot of VCs backloading this project. So
because it's a gaming token that is partnered with Matic and Immutable X.
So should that be my gaming play?
Maybe.
Should that be?
I got to do more research on it. If I'm being honest,
I got to do shrapnel though. How am I going to leave shrapnel in the back?
Love shrapnel.
That's a tough call.
I don't know what gaming play to make because I'm very bearish on the gaming stuff.
You're very bearish on it?
Yeah.
Well, you're a TradFi gamer. So, you know, you're fudding crypto in games because it's hard to interoperate.
People don't like it.
People don't like to pay to play, you know.
They're just going to have to slide it underneath the rug and just put it in the game. But just the games that come out with right now, they're not there yet. They're not there. They're boring.
You need to get, I wish that they would do crypto and Zelda. My life would be complete. If I could break open Zelda treasure troves and get Ethereum for it, my God. But yeah, Solana.
Is Beam the next Gala game?
Dude, remember how look at Gala's price action. It was a shit show last market, and it still crushed it. I know now it's kind of hard, Hannah. It's not great lately.
I lost my money with Gala.
Look at this.
I'm just like not really interested in Gala anymore.
It had its moment in the sun, you know.
The events were so cool, though. They were so cool.
Look at that. Look at that. Pretty big difference. The market cap's actually on its way back up, yet the price is flatlining. So that's a little bit of concern. Do a little flash beyond that. Market cap to price. Price flat / down. And the market cap is chunking upwards. It means inflation's a problem there. It kind of had, and then Decentraland, right? Decentraland was a big thing.
Sandbox.
We got to see.
Dude, Galaverse was so cool.
We got to go.
It was so cool.
We got to go. I got to see these things. Yeah. I mean, this is another potential dinosaur.
Gala is by far the closest I've been like, you know what? I see it. I see the gaming Web3 narrative. I do.
Okay.
Spider tanks and stuff like that.
Spider tanks is cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it.
This is the all-time.
Again,
they all look the same. My God. The crypto gaming dinosaurs of last bull market, very, very similar prices. So, you know, if we're looking at
and aren't the founders
picks,
like beefing too?
No, that was Shrapnel. Where the founders, it might be Gala too.
Gala definitely had a falling out with the founders, right?
Did they?
Like lawsuits and stuff.
I don't remember if they did or not.
Chad, let me know. I'm pretty sure Gala did too.
Well, let's see. This is the one I'm more interested in is Shrapnel. Yeah, I think Shrapnel's a better play for me.
Pudgy
honestly.
Gaming has formed.
What?
Their Pudgy Gaming has taken over the timeline because they have like advisors. They're adding advisors to the team. They're making it like a legitimate company, Pudgy Gaming, and they're working very closely with Shrapnel.
Really?
Shrapnel's so.
Well, they're gonna make like a Webkins, but Pudgy Penguin style.
Pudgy World is gonna be crazy.
Pudgy World or Club Penguin.
Yes, that's literally Aaron. The whole idea. Yes. Webkins, Club Penguin.
I need to get me a Pudgy now.
Pudgy Penguins are doing it. But you know what? A little is 2 ETH.
A little is 2 ETH?
Chill with that.
Shut up. Hannah.
I can't.
Bro,
Why
we need to do like
this?
a whole live stream just for gaming stuff. Y'all are blowing it up.
Yeah. No, I mean, well, the gaming last cycle made insane gains.
We need to have one of y'all on the show or something to talk about this.
Yeah. We should be pulling up, some devs from, I want to try to get hold of someone at Beam. You know what I mean? I want to get and Shrapnel.
Get me bullish on Beam.
Yeah. So, I'm just going to flash through the macro news. I'm not going to get everyone all worked up, but here's what happened. We signed a bill overnight to aid the continuing war in Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan while completely ignoring the funding needed at our southern border, leaving us open and exposed to an internal invasion over the next 10 years. Now we have Vice President Kamala Harris ready to serve as president following worries in recent days of President Biden's age and mental capacity, and Biden is the first U.S. president in history to not take a cognitive test as part of his upcoming physical exam. My God, what have we done with this country? So I'm not going to get too lit about it. I'm just going to find nice, fancy projects to get into to up my strength in my local community. I think that Shrapnel is a good pick. Thoughts on upcoming SpaceX launch with Doge 1 on board tomorrow. Not much of a meme trader. Seems under the radar. P.S. You guys rock. No, you rock. CW. You rock.
Thanks, CW.
Remember, let's go to the Doge chart when SNL happened. So Doge, I remember when Elon Musk went on SNL, that was like a real big moment. It hit an absolute parabolic run, peaked at around this doesn't show it. It peaked at like 69 cents. I do think that chaotically enough, Doge is probably going to pump off the news.
I've been calling it that Doge is not a bad hold.
It's not a bad hold.
Just because of one man.
Yeah.
And that's Elon Musk.
They just talked about it on the stream this morning, but Twitter X has gotten their I don't know the term for it, but they've registered in like 18 different states for payments.
Oh yeah. I mean, I think it's up to 30 states now. He's almost got it in all 50.
In like a week.
Very
it's
fast.
doubled. Yeah.
And under
so
the
it's
radar.
happening quickly. Like
Under
Doge.
the radar. Right.
Yes, no, who knows? But either way.
Let's see here. So we need to look at Mirandus. Punjab says Mirandus is a sneaky pick. I need to write that one down. But yes, that is all the time we have for today. There's a lot of news to get into. The markets are freaking crazy. Okay, so you just got to have a long-term vision, a long-term goal, come up with what that level is that you need to accomplish to own your house outright, to set your family up for financial freedom. This is the name of the game. This is why you're here. It's why you smash that like button and you share this stream out to your friends so you can get this information as far and as wide as possible. Help us in this mission to save humanity through financial means. I think it's a very important time frame for just that. So until next time, I'm going to go do some bench pressing, but I appreciate every single one of you out in the chat. Punjab, Crypto Glassworks, Skidmar, Steve-O, Shake and Bake, Technic Tick, myself, Gary's Guzzler.
Gary Guzzler.
We will see you tomorrow.
Aw.
Goodbye.